All right, guys. Thank you guys very much for tuning into this episode of Minority Pod with my amazing, beautiful looking co host, Mustafa Houili.
What's up?
My the other host himself, Khalil Bazi. I'm done saying my white version, Khalil Bazi.
Khalil.
So it's a little bit different. So our guest is Stormfit.
Mm-hmm.
We do have Stormfit on, but something happened with timing and stuff like that. So we're gonna have to just explain to you what we missed in the first 5 minutes, and then we'll go on. So you're gonna see this right here, and then we're gonna transition into her conversation. So just a little intro of who Stormfit is. She is a personal trainer in Dearborn, very known throughout the women, the women community.
It's throughout like the community, and especially the fitness community.
I'm a fan because I'm a fan of women-only gyms and women-only fitness because it's advocate from people, women be more comfortable themselves, dressing however they want. They don't have to be. The whole situation with how women and men are in gyms is avoided with what she provides, and some of the stuff that got brought up was the intro was she started it because she was at a gym and she was getting a little bit bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, so essentially she started out as I don't want to speak on her behalf. Obviously you're going to see her speaking about it herself. But long story short was she started out with a lot of female clients about 13 years ago, and eventually it built up to this crazy gym that you guys know today as Stormfit. Overall, she's an amazing guest, and I think she's also an amazing person when it comes to her perspective. She's very open. She's very blunt. You guys are also going to see that as well.
Yes.
Just a quick reminder, for those of you that can't get in front of a YouTube platform, we're also on Spotify. We're working on Apple Pods. Just please like, comment, subscribe. Check out our merch. We always need your support. And you're about to see the cutout, and here's our Stormfit. Here we go.
Here it is. The transition's now.
So I was asking you a question regarding the all-women's gym setting. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me ask you this. Explain to me. So you told me at first you did it because the intention wasn't that you just wanted to have an all-women's gym. You just got a lot of female clients, and you just decided to make it all women. Is that correct?
No, actually, when I started my studio, I didn't have a lot of clients.
Yeah.
I was actually getting discriminated at the gym because I was the female trainer, and I had a client that lost about 100 pounds with me in under a year, and the male trainer that was like the main one at that gym actually started telling people she had weight loss surgery, that I didn't help her achieve that.
I see.
Then people started asking her, like, hey, where'd you go to do your surgery or whatever? And she's like, hey, Storm, why are they saying that? Like, I busted my butt, all this stuff. And, we approached him and said something to him. But anytime anyone inquired, they wouldn't send them right away to me. Like, it would go to the male trainers first. Storm was last, And we all were paying a cut to the owner of that gym at the time. And I was already certified. I actually got certified. I went to school at 17. I didn't take my certification exam until 18. I knew I wanted to do it. And the whole thing that actually got me into fitness wasn't that I wanted to be a trainer. I actually wanted to be a doctor.
Uh-huh.
And I was going to join the military, so they would pay for school for me. So I went to one of their pre-training boot camps, and I got my butt kicked. I was dying. And I remember it was a sergeant there, and she's like, even if you got to throw up, you can't throw up. You got to hold it.
Yeah.
And I was dying. I was like, I can't hold it anymore. I went to the bathroom and I felt like a little shit. I'm like, what is going on? So then I went and got a gym membership, and I went every single day and did the exact same thing for 6 months.
Yeah.
That time I was 16.
Uh-huh.
So I guess this trainer got so, literally the same thing every single day. He got sick of me. He's like, hey, you can't do that. Mind you, I didn't get sore or anything doing that. He's like, let me put you through something. He put me through a workout, and I was crippled the next day.
Yeah.
Walked up to him, I was like, hey, can you train me? He's like, you got money? I was like, no. He's like, well, if you could last for a week, I'll train you, and then you could pay me whatever you could afford.
Yeah.
He kicked my butt for a week. And then, I started working out with him for about, I would say 6 months to maybe a year.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't know I had any type of genetic gift when it came to being strong or anything like that, and kind of just got really intrigued by it. So I went and looked up training certification programs. Went into the WITS program. That was the first one I did. I did it in Schoolcraft. And then I was 17 and a half by that point. They said you have to wait and then take the exam when you're 18.
Yeah.
Then I had gotten into Wayne State. Actually got into the medical program. I did 3 years of it, and I was still training people on the side. And then I just kind of kept getting more and more pulled into fitness. So I was like, okay, I'll open the studio until I finish like medical school. And that
So
was
you were
like,
in medical school for 3 years?
yeah.
Wow.
And I had the studio like year 1, 2, and 3. And I remember I would go make my mom open up. I would go to school. I would go to my other like job. I had another side job. And I would even take clients and train them at 12 o'clock at night. That's why, like, sometimes now people are like, oh, you only work this hour and this hour. I'm like, listen, I earned it. Like, if you wanted to train at 12 o'clock in the morning, I'll be there. And I was in medical school.
Uh-huh.
So third year, I just knew, like, deep inside, this isn't it. So what I did, so my mom doesn't kill me, is I applied for a master's program in neurosport psychology, and I did that while I was in medical school.
Yeah, so you're doing both. So your mom doesn't get upset? Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, if I get that master's, I could apply for a PhD program, and she'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Both doctors.
Yeah.
So, you know, once I got that one, I went and said, hey, Mom, I'm going to drop out. This is what I really want to do. And she's like, as long as you're a doctor, that's all I care about. So
Don't you? Don't you hate that? That
yeah.
Your parents
Oh, with her, yeah.
You're a doctor. Is there any other? How's your?
No, she's not like that with any of my other siblings. But I just think for me, she always envisioned that.
Yeah.
And no matter what, she just like you just have to do it. Like she literally will straight up say it to me, like you just have to. Like,
are you the oldest or youngest? Middle?
No, just since I was a kid, I talked her brain off about how I'm gonna be a doctor. Like, so.
Oh, okay. So this was it something you wanted to do? You wanted to be a doctor when you were younger?
Yeah, and it was just because I had an eye injury, and I was always at the eye doctors, and I got so intrigued by eyes, so I said I'm going to be an eye surgeon.
Oh, okay, I see.
And then I was honestly just always like, I wasn't into fitness or anything. My mom really kind of shelled me because she was worried I'll get hurt in my other eye and lose my sight. Basically, I got like somebody threw a rock at my eye, and I lost my sight in this eye.
Oh, so you only can see out of one eye?
Out of one eye.
Wow.
And they didn't know until
that.
I got older.
Yeah.
Because what happened is my optic nerve and the retina connection is what got disturbed, not my eye. And they didn't know until I got older. So by then it was like too late to fix it. Had they known at the beginning,
they would have been able to fix it.
They would have been able to fix it. When the injury happened, I was like 2 or 3. I had like, I guess, a tree branch, and I wouldn't give it to the kid, so he threw a rock at me.
And so you lived your whole life up until a certain age, and you had no idea?
I didn't even know. It was my mom. I guess she started noticing that I was developing like a lazy eye, so the muscle was getting weak because over the years I'm not using it. Then they took me to the eye doctor, and he's like, she's losing her sight. So I guess at that time it was only like 60%. And then they scheduled me to do surgery to kind of like do what they did back then for kids is they would patch your eye for like 6-7 months to retrain it. Then that doctor died.
Okay.
So then my mom took that as a sign that she shouldn't mess with my eye.
A lot of them are superstitious.
She's very super. My clients, when they listen to this, she works at the juice bar with me, and they're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about because she's crazy like that. So
that's really
she took
funny.
it as a sign, and I don't think she knew that it's just not gonna be something she could repair. So I think maybe she carried that guilt. So it was her life's mission to take me to every eye surgeon she could ever like find. And that's why I got into like the science of biology, because I'm like, okay, if they can't fix my eye, I'm gonna fix my eye. Then as I got older, I'm like, I'm fine. Like, this is how I live. I don't see a difference, you know? So what happens is your brain actually learns to balance.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, if it were to happen to you, you will actually have a lot of imbalances. But my brain actually adjusted to my perception field.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's when I actually shifted into it. But I had still, you know, did a biochem degree and understood the science, which I feel like honestly is what really helped me as a trainer, because I knew the biology, the anatomy, and then kind of went from there.
Right.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, that's you always be thankful. I had no idea. No, how do you get to tell people that? How does it even come out?
Well, before it used to be something I would never speak of, but it became because I got bullied about it when I was younger. But now, to me, it's a sign of strength, because despite all that, I'm still here. And if that one thing is going to make people look at me differently, then those people don't even need to be in my circle.
No, right, 100%.
You know, you can't value a person based on these things. If anything, you should see the value these things add to them, because to me, it's like a unique feature of me. That's my journey. That's what led me through that whole crazy path all of it, the fact that I wanted to be in medicine was that. I never played any sports because of that. And then to go back and actually get into sports and be a trainer, you know? So if anything, I use it to motivate people because there's other people that think, I mean, I wish my mom put me sports when I was younger. I feel like I would have been a great athlete, but she didn't because of that. She thought that was a limitation.
Yeah. Cool.
No,
cool.
Definitely. That's a tough one. But back to the gym aspect. So there's always a question I always bring up, and it's always a good. It's not gonna be an argument. It's gonna be a discussion. So, so the whole concept behind the women's only gym is, from our point of view, is like basically girls don't want to be gawked at, right? Girls don't want to be harassed, right? In a way. That's what a lot of guys think, right?
Well, yeah. So like in the I'll tell you this firsthand is what I think. In the male world, I believe probably more than over 50% of the women, the reason why they elect to go to like all women's gym is because they constantly get harassed at the gym by men. Okay. And so is this true? Is this stereotype true?
No, the question I want to add, so for the women that get catcalled at the gym, by the way, it's not only girls, bro. There's guys, like I'm working out and these, it's not only that.
No, it's definitely a two-way street. I get it.
Do you blame these women that dress, like not dress, like the way, like they're at the gym, they're doing do you blame guys for looking at them?
Here's how I look at it. So let's cover Q1.
Okay.
I would say 98% of my clients go to a mixed gym. Mm-hmm. Maybe at the beginning, my initial people that came to me, maybe because I was a women's gym. But now it's really not about that. I either get people who are desperate for a change.
Yeah.
Or people who are really athletic and need a specific like performance plan based from somebody that knows what they're doing. Because right now the field is so saturated. Mm-hmm. So now most people that come and sit down with me in a consultation, they just say, I came to you because you did this with that person. They don't care that's an all women's gym.
Right.
I could add men in there and they'll still come to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now there is a level of comfort with the way the women dress in my studio.
Correct.
That they won't wear elsewhere, and they 100%. Love that. Because and I love women, that I could provide that for them.
Yeah.
Now when it comes to the thing you mentioned of women wearing certain things at a mixed environment, I am one of these women. I feel uncomfortable when I get gawked at.
That's why I asked you, okay.
I don't care. I've learned to mask it and like just ignore it. But if sometimes it is to a level that I feel like, okay, this guy is just like raping me with his eyes, I'll go find me a little corner and work out in it if I'm like training at the gym by my home. Mm. Most women, honestly, like for me, I'm married. I'm happily married. A lot of times, most of the times when I go to a mixed gym, my husband is there with me. We're doing our own thing. It's never, I want to get this kind of attention. Everyone feels good getting attention, but it's like it has to be to a certain level. But there are guys that like will literally gawk you. They'll literally come up to you like with your headphones on, still try to talk to you, and say, you'll say I'm married. He'll say, okay, can we be friends? Like, why aren't you getting the hint? You know?
Okay.
It's for the women to feel good about herself. Like when I wear these things, it's for me to feel good about myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's okay. So there's one part of the side of look good, feel good.
Yeah, you know what I tell people? I'm like, hey, if this makes you feel good, wear it. Why not?
Okay, so let me. I'm gonna ask you this question then. Mm-hmm. And mind you, now I don't want people to get confused. This is not a question of blame. Mm-hmm. This is a question of thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe it's inevitable? So let me ask you this: do you think it's because some men are just disrespectful in the way they look at women, or do you think that sometimes, based on what women wear, it's gonna attract? And it's just inevitable that men are gonna be men.
Yes, men are going to be men. That's why I told you, like, I don't get mad unless because I get it. You're a guy. If I'm going to wear certain things, yes. And it just, the mindset, it's like it's going to attract them.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell you, like, I choose to walk away and, like, find comfort for myself. But there are men that do push it. Like, I've had
100%,
it where
I can imagine. Yeah.
somebody literally came up to me and said, hey, this person was recording you. You know, I've had that actually happen before here at LA Fitness, and my sister caught him, like, recording.
Like, literally recording?
Recording, and they kicked him out. I've had it happen at the gym by my home, and a guy noticed it, and he's like, hey, and then, you know, they kicked him out. And I didn't even notice. I didn't even know he was looking. I guess he was doing some, see, to me, that's, like, invasion of privacy.
100%.
Like, I don't know what angle you were recording. I don't know what you're going to do with that. Because would you want someone doing that to your sister, to your mother, to your wife? Right. You know? So it's levels to it, but I do think at the end of the day, honestly, if the men are just like, you're going to get a glance and call it a day, you're a guy. I get it.
No, yeah, like I said, there's two sides. So there's like the look good, feel good, like you just said, and then there's a point of then people will say, "Oh, then why is she? If she really cares about that stuff, then why is she dressed like that?" And then there's the other side that's just looks. There's always a side.
But
that's
she's
gonna look on
also
there.
human, and she wants to feel good, because if a guy's wearing his ripped up tank and showing off his body and
Right,
his hard
right,
work,
right, right,
no
right.
one
Oh,
bats
yeah.
an eye.
100%.
So that's
100%.
we're talking about like 2 episodes ago with a guy, and I was like, there's always a male side that has to be. If you want to be like that, you have to like also like if you want someone to dress the way they dress, you got to match that energy. You can't just preach about girls that need to cover up when you're in a cutoff and short shorts, 7-inch shorts, and doing all that
Well,
stuff.
it's also how the girl carries it. Like, I've had
Yeah.
it where, certain guys will
Yeah.
say, "Oh, why does this girl have to wear that?" Like, I've had it where some guy told me, he's like, "Why do you have to show your six pack?" Right?
Uh-huh.
Well, if I have a six pack and I'm this muscular, obviously, no matter what I'm wearing, I'm coming here and putting in work.
Right.
You don't have a six pack. You're in your little strapless. You're judging me.
You know what it is? I think it's more of like, it's not that why you have to show it off. It's more of like, why are you mad at me for looking? If it's
Oh,
there.
I wasn't mad at him for
No, I'm just saying
looking.
in general.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from. Because I was really having an argument the other day with one of my good friends, and he was like, bro, like if I'm walking into a gym and there's a girl, she's squatting, and her ass is literally out, and I can see her butt cheeks through her leggings. How do you not want me to look? It's like right there. What do you want me to do? You cannot blame me at that point.
You can't gawk because she's still human. Because what if, I mean, if I could just speak freely, what if your
sure.
junk was out
Yeah,
and a girl
100%.
was just gawking at you?
But here's the thing with me,
I mean,
though.
a squat is a squat. It
100%.
puts you in that position.
100%. But in my situation, here's how I look at it, okay? Let's say, for example, my junk was out during the squat. Deadass. And somebody looks at, it is what it is. It's my fault. It's there. Like, I get it. Like, I get it. So that's why I told him, like, okay, like.
No, but the respectful thing to do
Yeah.
as a human being is to allow that person their privacy.
100%. But let me ask you something. If you're here's I get it. That's why I'm telling you, it's not an issue of like person purposefully.
I get it. Yeah.
It's more like you can't help yourself. So if you're walking down my block right now, right, and there's somebody on the floor there's just blood all over him. Are you just gonna let him walk? You can't help but look. Like it's something you don't see. Like it's not something you're used to seeing in public. I guess. So the way I look at it is, okay, if like when my friend, we were arguing with him, I told him, like, he was like, well, okay, if I'm walking, okay, and there's a woman in front of me that's squatting, like I'm getting ready to get on the squat rack, he's like, and I can literally see her butt through her leggings. Like, I can physically see her butt. He was like, of course I'm not gonna sit there and like fucking drool. But he was like, but obviously I'm gonna see it, and like she can't. In his head, he can't justify her being upset at him.
Got it.
And I understand his part, but I also understand her part. Like, hey, at the end of the day, just because I dress a certain way doesn't mean I am a certain way. And it doesn't mean you can just judge me, but at the same time, I'm like, well, okay, but like if you walk in, let's say for example, somebody just walked into a convenience store naked, does that person expect nobody to look at them?
Here's the thing: you could look at anyone any way you want.
Right.
It's really the mindset you form when you're looking at them based on something as simple as clothing. And I'll tell you why: because most men, and it's the norm, they associate with the way a woman's dresses with her level of intellect.
Yeah, no,
with what she's trying to do, like she wants
how
us
welcoming
to look
she
at
is.
her.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's where men need to work on. Yes, she's dressed sexy. Maybe she dressed too sexy, but don't go there where you're all also forming up her entire.
Like a prejudgment, and you have. Yeah, I know. I understand exactly what you're saying.
That's gonna happen regardless.
That's
Why
so.
do you feel like that's gonna happen?
I know. I think, especially in the city.
No, I think men are naturally like some. Not. I'm not gonna say all men. I think that most men are naturally like that.
Why is that? I mean, I'm
that's
curious.
a good question. I really don't know.
Because okay, I don't know if in other cities. I know in this city, like the way the mindset is here is based off like if she doesn't dress to this standard in my mind that I automatically
she must.
set it.
Yeah, I think that's that.
Like
That's
I was
a nice way to
preaching the other
explain
day,
it.
and I'm like, someone's like, oh, I'll never talk to anyone that's not a hijab, and I'm like, I look at it, and like, and the other point, like, I know more girls that are pure, do everything better than someone that does have someone
Right,
something like
right,
that.
right,
It doesn't
right.
mean anything at this point.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think here's my mind thought. Here's my mind. Like, I guess, like, my opinion on, like, this whole thing is I think you see it, it's very common amongst Middle Eastern men because but in general, like, the status quo is, at the end of the day, culture shows you that women are supposed to dress a certain way. Okay, that's the
Yeah.
truth. Yeah, woman's supposed
Well,
to.
are we
it's
speaking
supposed
right
to
now in the context of Middle Eastern culture or men in general?
Middle
Or
Eastern
Dear-
culture, because I see this
It's
issue
huge
a
in
lot. I
Dearborn.
don't see this issue outside of
If
Dearborn.
I see a girl with leggings and a strap, I was a sports bra at LA Fitness in LA.
Yeah,
right?
it's not an issue.
No one bats.
Yeah,
an
I swear to
eye.
God,
But when
dude,
you
I
go
was-
in Dearborn, I'm like, yeah, well, I'll never let my sister wear that.
Dude, during
Stuff like
COVID, during COVID, we were in line at we went to what the hell is it? There's a store called Nina Salvaggio. It's like in Bloomfield. It's essentially it's a grocery store. And it was, do you remember at the time where you want to go into a store during COVID, you had to wear a mask and there was a line to go in. They couldn't let anybody in at once. There was a woman that was in line that was literally wearing like a bikini, like that ass a bikini, and nobody cared. It was like very normal.
Yeah.
But in Dearborn, that's not gonna be normal. People are gonna look at them. Everyone's staring. Everyone's gonna be looking.
Okay.
And I think the reason for that, my personal opinion on the reason, is because I think most men are taught at a young age that a woman is supposed to dress this way. And so when they see something that's not this way, they assume she must not be that pure woman.
Got it.
She must be inviting, to something more than that. Her like the way she dresses says more than what she really is.
Well, when I was speaking earlier, was about the general
Yeah, that's how I
thing of
noticed.
men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we're speaking to Dearborn, the way I look at it, I would never judge a Dearborn man on his mindset because, like you said, these are the tools he was given.
Right. Right.
When
It's a
he was
barometer.
raised,
Yep.
you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
So unless they actually do the work to change their mindset when it comes to that and understand that the world has changed to when our parents were younger, and that was what did, give them like cues to if a woman is good or not, because back then that is, but now the world is so different. Women work and are outside and doing everything that men do.
100%.
So back then, the women didn't go out, didn't do anything, and that's what resembled good women, bad women.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like not even good woman, bad one.
Just standard, status quo.
A standard of
yeah.
that's a woman that's gonna be the mother of my kids.
Right. Right.
But I do feel like the younger generation, honestly,
They're getting better.
they're getting
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
I still do see these made mindsets just because of that's what their parents
Right.
taught
No,
them.
100%.
Yeah.
No, it's To go back to, because I always talk about this story. There's like at my gym, like I always tell people, if you're a bitch, if you're really complaining about the women or the men at your gym, you don't have to go to that gym.
Right.
Okay, the reason why I go to my gym, and you know what gym I go to, because no one goes there. And I don't run into people, okay? My problem with these bigger gyms, I don't like...
You don't like seeing people you know.
So I don't like the commercial side of it, right? It's really big. I feel uncomfortable. I just don't like a lot of big gyms, right? That's the first thing. Second thing is I don't like running into someone every 5 minutes.
That's how I am.
know, right?
Yeah.
And then the aspect of like, it's too much for me, right? Like the bigger gyms, like
So
LA
do you
Fitness,
know what
Crunch.
you just said? That's literally what my clients say.
Yeah.
Those are the main
Yeah,
factors
yeah.
for
I
them.
just realized that
Yeah.
your clientele are not coming to you just to get away from guys. It's for like example, people with anxiety or someone like people don't like certain. They're not going to you strictly because of the men.
No, I don't even think that even goes through their mind. I would say I do have like maybe 5% where the mom and the dad, the brother, hey, I want you to go train at Storm. Where the brother will call me. Like, hey, I feel very comfortable that you have the space for my girl to
for
come.
sure,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
my husband is American, and he always tells me, love everything. Like when we met, he loved everything about my concept. And mind you, he's not like the type to ask me to wear anything. He's the type that's like dress any way you like. But when it came to this specifically, he just said, in that environment, in general, I know how men are. And you're providing a safe haven for women to grow into fitness the correct way without that. Because sometimes, I mean, I feel like that mixed environment, if it's like a young girl going in there and, and still till now, there's maybe like 50 guys, 10 girls working out in a specific area.
Yeah.
And some of these guys are there for the wrong reasons. And she's a young girl, she will get her heart broken. Some guy messes with her. And the gym environment is rough. I've been in it. I'm a woman in it.
It is, yeah.
So if you can't stand your ground around these men and you're there every day, they'll eat you up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was saying, like there's always the reason why I go to is there's always an option to leave. You don't have to go to these
Exactly.
gyms. If you like Oakwood, no, I don't give it. I said Oakwood. Oakwood. The reason why I go to Oakwood is literally because no one goes there.
That's the one in Melvindale, right?
Yeah, it's Melvindale. She used to go there, and
Okay.
there's literally no one there, and if there's people there at the busiest times, like you don't know anyone, everyone does their own thing. And there's a funny story. So one time I was squatting, and this is when I get angry. Like it's just annoying. So a girl literally right in front of me, like you know this. I don't know if you know, just right in front of me, just starts working out, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Like wait, she's
In
like
my
right in
mind,
front of like the
it's
squat
just
rack mirror.
distracting. That, from my point of view, I'm not looking at the gawking point of view. I'm looking at the distraction.
Why did she distract you? You distracted yourself by looking at her. It's
I'm
the other way
squatting
around.
within 5 feet in front
So
of me.
what?
She starts squatting. I'm like, what do you mean? Where else am I going?
Well, that's where mindset comes into play, because at the end of the day, instead of you being fair and reflecting back, because any trigger of behavior, you have to say, why did that trigger me? Okay?
Trigger
and I don't want to
anger.
go in psychology mode, but I already found a few patterns in what we talked about with you today about something you have to go back and dig a little bit deeper into about what you have built up in your mind. I'm not going to get into it, but you probably already know where I'm going to go with it. And your way of justifying it as of right now is to find blame onto the females. However, I think the healthier thing to do is to say, why does that trigger me? You know?
I'm not really blaming the females. It's just like
Oh,
I
you
think
did.
just one
You
of
said
his.
you were
well,
mad at her.
I wasn't mad. I was mad at
think,
the situation. I was like,
yeah, I think what you're trying to say is I think he just gets annoyed if he's working out and somebody just comes in front of him, whether it's a male or a female.
I think it was because it was a female, is
this
what
is
he
a
said.
female. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a female.
It's
Because-
okay. You have a high
It's-
attraction to
it's-
female. They
no,
distract you.
no,
So it's not attraction.
The reason why I was annoyed is because I don't know if her intention was to because I'm sitting there doing my own thing, and if she comes right in front of me and does something, I'm like, all right, what's your goal here? Like my goal is to work out. What is your goal here? That's what annoyed me. But the thing is, the reason like Oak would never happen, doesn't really have that stuff. But like my goal is to work out and leave. I'm not trying to get girls. I'm not trying to do this. I'm not trying to get out.
Right.
And you could tell this girl was like, it was just it doesn't happen a lot, but it was just annoying at that point. But it is what it is.
I mean, me in general, when I'm at the gym, one of the biggest things that annoys me is if I have like my own space, people just come next to me. That's why I like closed gyms. That's why I like working out at home. I'm not like even like certain workout partners. Like if I'm going to work out with somebody, I'm very specific with who I work out with, because I'm annoyed very easily at the gym. I don't know why. I've always been that way. Whether it's male, female, doesn't matter. I get bothered. Like for example, like okay, let's say I'm doing like a shoulder press or something, and then there's somebody like as I'm pressing, somebody's just walking directly behind me. I get like I don't know why I freak out. I think that I'm gonna drop something and get hurt. So I hate it. So like I go to find like the emptiest part of the gym and I take everything there and I don't talk to anybody.
No, yeah, I meant to like the thing about like I said about Oakwood is like I'll if I have an opportunity to meet someone new, I'll literally like avoid that so I don't have to constantly keep running into someone and
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if someone
you kind of get in there just to get in and get out. You're not trying to do anything else.
Yeah, like someone would be like, hey, could you give me a spot, right? And obviously once I spot, I don't mind spotting, obviously. But like the second, like that's an opportunity to get to know the guy, right? like in terms, like you can be like, okay, whatever. Like I just like I help him and I go back to my own workout because I think like I'm supposed to be in and out in an hour. I can't do the 2-3 hours.
I believe in creating boundaries with everything you do. So once you set foot into the gym, and I hear this from a lot of people, by the way, and one good thing to do it, I've had it where, you know, I'll go to gym, hey, aren't you Storm? Can I work out with you? Can you train me? And you know what I'll say? Hey, I'm sorry, this is my workout time. You can call the gym or whatever.
Set up something, yeah.
Set up something. Or, I mean, I've had it where people just think, I'm going to jump in with you. I'm gonna jump in with you. No, you're not.
Not even now.
And my rule is no matter what, in my entire career, I will never, like, make that the norm because for you, even though if you're not a trainer, if you make it the norm every time to spot someone or that guy, you're opening that door, and that's going to take away from your gym time.
It's exactly what it is.
If people know you're not the guy to spot anyone, no one's going to come to you. And if you say no a few times, they're going to leave you alone.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't have the heart to tell someone that.
No,
That's why I don't.
why? Because an honest yes is better than a half-assed no. And that's one thing I wholeheartedly believe in. You can get mad at me right now, but I'd rather not tell you yes now and then next time say no, and you're going to be like, well, you said yes last time. They're going to think they did something or you're mad at them or, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, I understand.
You could just say, hey, I'm sorry, man. I got to be in and out. I'm telling you, use it next time. It'll work.
I'll try. No, because it happens. I mean, I don't know if any other gyms, but I Every time someone asks
Well,
me,
now
like,
you made it public. Nobody's gonna ask you for a spot.
There you go.
anymore.
I doubt anyone at that gym is gonna be watching this podcast. Maybe
Voila.
not. I don't know. We'll see. But no, yeah, it's we always the reason why I'm enjoying this podcast right now is because we're getting a different perspective. Usually we get the perspective of like agreeing. No, we're actually getting down to the questions of
Of disagreement. Yeah, it's some things that we don't say eye to eye on. It is how it is.
Well, just a perception base. I actually
Right.
find this very interesting. You guys' perceptions. That's why I'm listening in and I see where you guys come from. But I also I feel like it's my role to give you the other side.
Yeah,
and it's up
100%.
to you what you want to do with it.
a lot of
absolutely.
girls won't come on and express their or defend what they're doing in general because they're always like they're always scared or something like that.
What do you like to come on? You mean like the podcast in general?
In general, people like I guarantee some of these women will not come on just because if they say something wrong or they're not ready for the backlash.
Honestly, I feel like our biggest, and I actually commend you for this, our biggest, I would say obstacle or like roadblock when it comes to bringing women on this show, a lot of them just don't like the idea of they're on here with two guys. And I get it. I understand. But I mean, that's that's been the obstacle.
I mean, I can't understand that. For me, if anything, the reason why I did come on the podcast is if I were to do it with other women, it's expected.
Right. I see what you're
If I were
saying.
to come in here and it's to normalize, because again, I'm always being tied that storm women.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing against men. No one is shunning men. I don't want it to
Right,
be that
right,
way.
right,
and
right.
you guys actually bringing awareness to what I do only showcases your stance in terms of inclusiveness.
Yeah.
You know, because I know you interviewed men in the space of fitness and you're interviewing women in the space of fitness.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows that you're respecting both sides. You know?
Yeah, well, it's crazy. I just wanted to put that out there. And so, obviously, I'm not talking about all women. It's just the ones we've reached out to. We've actually tried reaching out to many women, and a lot of them they're just not comfortable. I get it. I'm not going to be the trying to person try to take you out of your comfort zone, especially because I tell everyone, whether men or women, the goal of this pod is not to take you out of your comfort zone, but there are topics that are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have to talk about them. If they come up, they come up. You know, it's one of those things. Be prepared to talk about something you may not like, and if it's really gonna bother you that much, you gotta let us know prior.
Yeah, I didn't know what kind of so shout out to my sister-in-law Ghada Bazi. She was constantly she should get Stormfit. I'm like, there's no way that girl's gonna want to come on a podcast. What the? Why would she come waste her time on it and just bro, she's awesome, this is that. And then I went to her house with a bunch of her friends and they brought it and they're like, oh, they love you, whatever. And every time I asked, good things,
I thought
right?
this whole time you were the brother-in-law, so you're
No,
the
I'm
brother-in-law.
the brother-in-law. He's
I
the
didn't know.
brother-in-law.
She's okay. She's
Yeah.
probably looking at it. Okay.
Yeah, so she constantly keeps talking about you and everyone keeps requesting you. And we're like, all right, we'll see. Then I had Ghada reach out to you.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, she probably won't even answer the DMs, honestly. And because
G would not. I call her G, by the way.
Me
She
too.
would not. If I said no, she would have been like, "No, Storm, you're going. I'm taking you there."
she's aggressive.
I'll go with you, Storm. That's what she'll do.
Yeah, she's awesome. She was preaching this. She's like, she got me through my pregnancy. She kept me
did really
fit.
well.
Yeah, and I'm like, how are you? And she's like, she'll come on. I'm like, if she'll come on, she'll come on.
Honestly, for me, it's all about the message, and like I said, for me, there's a message behind this, and I do see the value you guys bring to the community, and I hope more women come out here and do this, because the only way to bring on your message to the community is to go out of your comfort zone, you know? So if you're going to say, hey, I want to be a woman in the space that other women look up to, and I want to lead in my space, whatever their space is, they should come out here. So you never know who you're going to inspire by one word you say. I've done other podcasts, and I swear to God, I would get emails from women from a different state.
Yeah.
And even men from different places saying they heard. I'm like, wow. And I would have never even imagined that. And to me, that there's so much value in that whatever I said on a certain podcast influenced, even if it's one person, you know? So.
No, yeah, we had a guest before on this podcast say something and it triggered one person to become a better person, example. And then the guy contacted me. He's like, listen, I'll do 1 million more of your podcasts just so I can reach one more person.
Yeah.
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 And what would you say to the younger crowd, the getting out of the norm, right? Because this city is very bad with judging people, as in if you do anything that's not part of the status quo, you'll get talked about and sent to every group chat in Dearborn.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how bad it. Negativity spreads in Dearborn more than anything.
100%.
And what would you tell the people to just take that step of doing? Because you did what you wanted to do. You quit freaking law school, medical school, while your mom was harassing you. The typical thing of the Dearborn, or you're born in Dearborn, right?
No,
Yeah, you grew up in Dearborn?
No, I grew up in California.
California,
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, so the stress of like growing up and okay, yeah, go ahead. So the stress of the parents forcing you to do something, and you left all that to follow your passion.
Honestly, the biggest thing for it is I always try to like hold values and character that I wanted to be. So the biggest thing is there was just always this disconnection of I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. And I realize I'm actually good at this. Like, you know, when you feel like you're really good at this, I have it where all the time people are like, Storm, what should I do? You know, how do you know you love this? I'm like, I thought about it a million times till now. Would I rather do this or something else? And no matter what, even if it's 10 times more pay, and I mean, my job kicks my butt. It's a
So yeah, so we were just talking a little bit off, and I was mentioning I'm like you're gonna be one of the I believe one of the best guests on this podcast because you think your mindset is much more different than the typical Dearborn girl or guy.
Well, not Dearborn girl or guy. It's honestly, if you want to be honest with you, you're very blunt. And most guests that come on here, they feel like they have to, well, not all, but we've had some guests come on that I guess they had like a wall put up, some sort of a guard.
Okay.
And they weren't, maybe they were worried about what their opinions might entail when people saw it online.
Yeah.
So I told you before we started, I'm an open book. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say what I think's on my mind. And if it comes out wrong, comes out bad, that's fine. I can correct it later. But it's like, I'm going to say what's on my mind. I'm not going to try to like word it.
Right.
And so I feel like you're kind of the same way to a certain extent. So that's one of the things we really appreciate about you as a guest is you're going to say whatever's on your mind.
I didn't know if I was being that. I was just being myself. I didn't know.
Exactly.
But I am very straight up. Like, even when I'm training my clients, some people I'm not the trainer for them. Like, I don't sugarcoat anything. There is no reason to not be direct because, again, an honest yes is better than a half-assed no.
I agree.
And I'd rather be myself, and you either take me as I am. As I was telling you earlier, you know, because we were talking about judgments and stuff like that. So when it comes to that, and don't get me wrong, sometimes, like, I get enough hate where, like, I'll say something and I'll get a million messages. Storm, why would you even respond to it? I'm like, I'm not responding because they triggered me. I'm responding because at the end of the day, I need to voice my stance on that. Like, you could judge me all you want. But a lot of times people, like, go past the judgment and they're actually speaking my story or making, scenarios for me.
What do you mean?
Like the she trained someone 100 pounds and then they're telling her
right, like something like that. I'll step up and justify. Or if you take something that's mine, I will put you on blast. That's different than me. People are like, oh, Storm, why would you voice that? Just leave them to God. No, because in my career, people need to know, like, okay, if you take something from this person,
right,
they're going to say something because I'm not going to let you bully me. And if I worked hard for something or created something that's uniquely mine and you try to take it, then I'm going to voice it because that, to me, is protecting my brand. And that sometimes bothers people because they think I'm who do you think you are kind of thing.
Right.
I don't think I'm anybody. I'm just, for me, I have my barriers and my boundaries and where I stand and my core values that I'm going to defend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, 'cause I did not know that. So you're from California and you came here, and I was wondering. I'm like, you're probably I don't know if you know like the typical judgmental mindset here.
So I was telling him like, is that the truth? He's like, yeah, that's the norm. And I'm like,
I was like, you don't know
what do you
this?
mean? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean the norm?
No, because like she's looking every time like I'm saying she's looking at me like, really, that's how people think. I'm like,
What do you mean how people think? Like what's the norm?
Judgmental Dearborn mindset, like, cause that guy, my sister would never wear that, or
it's talking about like how people dress.
Yeah, dress or the way how people judge people instantly. Just
yeah,
the way
how
they dress.
are. Yeah, well, okay,
it's like that.
I know they're competitive in this
Listen,
city.
here's how.
Okay.
Okay.
Like everybody wants to one up another.
I can't say everybody. I can't say everyone.
A lot of people.
That's a lot. I wouldn't even say majority, man. I think it's a lot. So I've seen both. I mean, there's a lot of people in this community that are just great people, right?
Oh yeah.
By the way, I want to say something. Like, here's like somebody that didn't grow up in this community, somebody that like a lot of my clients, most of my clients are like Lebanese, Syrian, Palestinian, like not where I'm from is what I'm trying to say. I know a lot of times people are like, why are you in Dearborn? Move out of Dearborn. I'm like, no, because continued support. So in my space, that's why maybe it's hard for me to understand it is I'm not around that. Like I'm around maybe the good part of it. I am getting the good end of it. And that's why it's hard for me to relate when even people tell me like, you know, I was looking to purchase a bigger space and they're just like, no, why do you want it here? I said, I need it specifically within this radius. I don't want to leave the city.
Yeah.
And that's important to me that I don't leave the city. I mean, I've had job opportunities to leave the whole state and I won't leave because of my commitment to my clients in Dearborn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe you guys get another. Sorry,
no, you're fine.
Just gonna keep them.
No, you're good. You can bring them out. It's okay.
You guys get another like spectrum, and because you grew up here, you saw a different side.
You know, it's not even growing up. It's just, it's more of how many encounters you're gonna have. Okay. So you told me so the majority of your work revolves around your clients that you have great relationships with. Mm-hmm. Okay. Before making my point, have you ever had a problem with a client?
I like in what sense?
In any sense, like in terms of like, you know, you guys got into it.
No.
Like there was a breakdown of like the client trainer relationship.
I mean, I had one instance when I first started of a client that impacted other clients. We had to let her go.
Okay.
She like messed with the gym environment. The second person, and I would say if I remember correctly, just those two people, was someone that questioned her great results and said I rigged her 3D scan. So we scan people on a 3D scanner.
Yeah. And she said you played with them so that you can mess with her.
Yeah, I have no idea how I would do that. So to me, I said, we can't work together because one of the core things
is trust.
Is trust. So I didn't even think it was like bad, but that was all I could think of.
Yeah. So the more encounters you're going to have, bad encounters, the more bad encounters you're going to have, you're going to develop yourself, you as a person. You're going to develop your own judgments. Mm-hmm. Okay. So my line of work, I do criminal, I do divorce. Okay. Prior to that, I've gone to Dearborn public schools. I've had a shit ton of friends, been in many different cliques, whatever you want to call it, you know, many groups of friends. And you learn a lot about people. The more, I'm sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. The more people you know in general, the more you start to learn about different trends and different patterns that people have, because you're meeting so many different people.
Absolutely.
So the way I am like now, it's like what Kel was saying before, like Dearborn, and he's saying in his head, like there's a certain vibe when it comes to Dearborn. And some people are going to be the way that they are. Like they're just judgmental people. Like they're always going to look down on you. They have this attitude. Now, mind you, this isn't the majority of people. Mm-hmm. But there is a minority, and it's they're very loud minority. Mm-hmm. Whether it be men or women, they're just known. Like you can and it's kind of fucked up to say it, but like when they walk through the door, you can sense these are the kind of people.
Got it.
You like we were talking about before, like, hey, you know, you can't really look at somebody and just prejudge them. But these are the kind of people you're not prejudging because you know that's how they are for a fact.
Okay.
You just know it, and this is it's crazy because like I've never gone anywhere else, and I've seen somebody come through walk through a door or walk somewhere, and me say I know exactly who this person is. But in this city, there are some people you actually do that with.
No,
it sucks.
She said it perfectly too. She's like, everyone's competitive. She said it in a nice way, by the way.
Yeah.
Like everyone's competitive, but everyone's trying to one up each other.
But it's not even nice. That's the truth. But no one wants to admit that they're competitive.
Is that a competitive or jealousy?
Competitive.
I think it's jealousy.
I mean, I don't think it's jealousy. I think everybody here is blessed. I think it's a strong community.
I think
bonded.
it's insecurity, personally.
Insecurity too.
I don't think it's jealousy. I think it's just insecurity.
Because the community here does not believe in addressing the mindset.
Well, no,
so if you don't shift the mindset.
Yeah, but it's more of like, okay, you have this or you are this way. I want to be this way. I can't be this way. Therefore, I'm going to essentially put you down for it.
Definitely.
That's. I don't think it's competition. I think it's just insecurity and envy.
You can notice the casual conversation with someone in Dearborn. You'll tell them good news or you'll tell them anything, and if someone's instant reaction isn't to congratulate you and it's something negative out of their mind, you can instantly tell what kind of person they are. I just got a house, right? The normal good response is, oh, congratulations, man. Where at? Not, oh, how much you pay for that? Oh, you got ripped. Oh, you got this. Oh, you got that. That's how it is in jail. Oh, you got a new car? How much you pay for it? You know how much times? You know how much times I bought in my car, and I swear to God, the first thing that comes out of their mouth, how much you pay for insurance? How much you pay for that car? Well, you overpaid. This is that. It's just always a one up. Oh, my brother just graduated from nursing. Is a nurse now. Oh man, my older brother's a doctor. Like just that's the one up aspect
you know,
I'm seeing.
Okay, but here's the thing. I feel like my opinion with those kinds of people, I don't think in their heads they're trying to one up you. I think that's just all they know. This is how they know how to react.
How they know.
I really think that's how they know. This is all they know. And I'm not thinking. I don't. Mind you, now
I don't believe that.
No, seriously. Now, mind you, do they have manners? Absolutely fucking not. Zero manners. Zero fucks given for anybody. Okay, this is why I learned this. I just stopped telling everybody everything.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
I don't tell anybody anything. For example, certain moves I've made in the last couple months.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
I barely even knew.
Nobody knows. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree, but like it's
you just don't say it.
It's like, okay, you pull up in a new car. It's gonna come out, right? Or like oh, where are you at? I'm at this house. Oh no, it's those type of things.
Hey, there was one time, right? There was this kid. All right, I've known him for a while. He has this thing where I low key believe, if I ever tell this person anything, like bisibni bil'ain, like I guess that's the saying, like he'll jinx it.
Right.
Okay. I swear to God, one time I bought a brand new car, and I pulled up. I think it was a pharmacy, and he was outside of the pharmacy. He was picking up, I guess, prescriptions for his parents, and he sees the car. He's like, "It's a nice car, man." I was like, "Oh, thank you." On my mom's life, the next morning it was hit.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's
I believe in you. I believe in that.
That's a superstition that I actually believe in.
I really believe in it. You know what's funny? I never believed in it till before. Then after it happened, I was like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I can't bring anything near this guy. I'm dressed like a homeless man every time I see this person.
No, yeah. I was going to say, if your mom is superstitious, 100% you're going to know about that.
I think it's energy that people leave with you.
Yeah,
so that's why, my husband now, he's even screwed because he believes in it too. At first, when he first met me, he's like, there's no way. Now he has eyes everywhere.
The eyes in the whole it's
but I think it's the energy of envy.
Yeah.
Because I do 100% believe in energy fields. Like I have it where I've never met you a day in my life. You'll be around me and I'll just know our energies will never match. We're not on that vibration.
Yeah.
And there's people, their vibration is so low, I swear they'll bring down everybody around them.
Yeah.
And then imagine someone with that kind of vibration putting an eye on the car. The car doesn't have energy. Yeah, of course your car is gonna crash. You know what I mean? Like you have energy, so it maybe impacted you or just put you down a little bit.
Right.
But sometimes it goes on our things because it just the energy. It's that vibe.
Yeah, it's that's why in my opinion, I think it's always best to keep quiet of what you're doing.
Yeah. Listen.
To a sense, obviously, business you want to market it, but
right.
When you buy a new car, anything new, you try to I know Arabs that will crack an eggshell on the back of the left tire just so it doesn't get the hine on it. You hear about that?
Yeah. I've heard of it before.
It's stuff like that, but I definitely believe in it, and I believe everyone should live a don't flaunt what you have.
No, you have to live
to
abundantly.
A certain extent.
Yeah, you have to live abundantly. I always say a private life is a happy life. Okay, and I tell you this like from my perspective. There are a lot of attorneys in the city of Dearborn. A question I get a lot is people tell me, "Hey, why don't you go put up a billboard?" Or for example, I have a high-profile criminal case. Somebody will tell me, "Hey, why don't you call?" Because apparently you can do this. I didn't know you can call Fox 2. Mm-hmm. You can let them know, "Hey, I have this case going on. It's a really interesting case. Just come on, interview, get your free marketing." Oh, wow. And I tell them I'm not that kind I'm not that kind of person. I don't want my picture on Ford Road. I don't know why. I don't really strive for that. I'm not a fan of it. I feel like it's not even. What's the best way to word it? I feel like I'm you. No, it's not even just me. I'm doing something wrong by doing that. This is how I look at it. I don't know why. I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, I'm not the type of guy. No matter how much money I make, I won't. Some people do feel comfortable in nicer cars or whatever.
Yeah.
If I'm pulling up in a nicer car, me personally, I don't like people looking at me in my car and
hating.
Guy has something.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Like I said, the most I'll ever buy, and which I'm gonna buy, is a Tesla, right? Because I'm a huge I like that. But I can't imagine. Me personally, it's not taking shots. Do whatever you want to do. I know a lot of great people that have nice cars do this. I don't like that feeling when people looking at me and and
You like you know when they're looking at you, they're like judging you.
not judging me. It's like,
they're
okay,
like-
this guy has money or this guy has this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I see what you're saying.
I just don't like that kind of attention.
You don't want it to define you.
Yeah, like I don't at all. That's why like
But it's also how you carry yourself.
100%.
Yeah.
But you can carry yourself just fine, and people are just gonna have a reason not to like you for that
Again,
reason.
reflection of those people.
Right,
That's
right.
why. Yeah. I know a lot of amazing people that are very well off, honestly, and it's the way they carry themselves.
Mhm.
Of course.
And I know people who try to act like they have something, and they have like, no respect, no value, like moral values,
Right.
like no ground to flaunt stuff in front of someone they know that is struggling.
Yes. And
So a lot of
that's,
times it's
yeah.
like carrying yourself humbly, like from the inside. You could have everything in the world, but if you can't feel another person next to you and not know, like, hey, maybe this isn't the best time to flaunt what you have.
No,
you know?
yeah,
Right,
I
right.
understand. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I'd rather be out there I'd rather be known or looked at for doing better things than driving a car. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I don't like that attention, that kind of attention.
No, I
just
get
don't-
where you're.
it's not me.
I get where you're coming from. It's more of like, you know what? At the end of the day, you're gonna have people whether you're making millions or you're making pennies. People are gonna be the way they are. You just can't change it. And I've learned that. And I think, like I said, in my opinion, the best way to do things is to keep your life private, man. The way I look at it, the less people know about me, the better. And I like it that way.
I'm slowly learning that. Honestly, like
really.
like I know I know a lot of people, and like the more I older and the more maturity, it's like, why do people need to know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
To a certain extent, like if you have a business like you have a big page. We have to like business. You have
Business
to,
is just different
it's
because
different.
it's not okay. Let me ask you a question. Do you think like how the person you are on your business page is that different than the person people are seeing outside of the Instagram?
Absolutely. Actually, you mentioned something where you don't want to show yourself when it comes to your business.
Mm-hmm.
Not until I would say maybe the last 3 years is when. So I always had a personal page, never tagged Storm Fitness.
Yeah, yeah.
Never posted my clients on Storm Fitness. Nobody knew that page even maybe existed. And then on Storm Fitness, I would only post my clients. And my clients were like, Storm, people have to see you. People have to see you. People have to. And like one of my clients, Huda, is the one that really pushed me to do it. She's like, you're the brand. You have to start showing yourself. And I felt just like you felt, like I'm doing something wrong, because I was like, no, I want Storm Fitness not to be about me.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, but it is you, and honestly, when I put myself out there more is when my business blew up.
Oh, I can imagine.
Which was like crazy, because people are like, they related to it. I started making more commercials with me in them, where before was, and my vision is still about my clients. And I feel like me showing myself out there, my clients know when they come in, and like the ones that know me on all of them actually know that about me. They know I'm all about them.
Yeah.
Like, there is nothing going on in the session, like from the beginning to end, whether it's with me or with my staff, I'm like consumed by that for them. And they know the branding aspect of it, where it's definitely like a different person they're working with.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, it's like, so I have obviously I have an Instagram page. I post videos, but it's like, I don't know why. Like that I guess, like, put it this way. Let's just say there's like levels to this shit, right? Let's say the first level is just like, it's just you, right? And then you have Instagram, right? And Facebook and Instagram, let's put them on the same level.
Yeah.
And then the way I look at it, the way I compartmentalize it mentally is like, okay, the next step would be outside of this is to put a billboard up. The next step would be, try to get on like Fox 2 News.
Bigger and bigger.
Bigger and bigger. I don't want to get out of this level. If it's the best way to put
You're
it. I feel
comfortable.
like at this level, I'm at the most comfortable, and I'm doing very well for myself at this level. And I'm exceeding my own expectations, thankfully, every single day. So I feel like if I get to this level, it's more of like, okay, this is where I feel like I'm kind of out of my comfort zone. I don't think it's gonna benefit me that well. At this point, I feel like I'm kind of just like telling people "fuck you," in a sense. In a sense,
You don't have to go to that point. I mean,
and that's the thing. That's that's why I won't go to that point.
I
That's
get
the
it. There's
reason.
a hunger with business.
Yeah, there is a hunger,
Yeah.
but there's also something. I mean, but there's also humility with it.
Definitely.
Okay, and I feel like there are literally people that have sat down and told me, hey, my billboard gives me zero business. I like seeing my face when I drive in the street.
Yeah, it's an ego boost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, that's how I look at it. That's why I refuse to do these kinds of things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I actually heard something very interesting. Is like creating ego, and so I'm like I don't like egotistical people, right? But you think back at it and be like, if you build an ego that builds confidence, and then building confidence takes you so far. You know what I mean? You can look at it from that aspect.
Well, we all
honestly.
have multiple egos. It's
Right.
knowing all your egos and knowing their limits. So if he's saying, I know my ego limits, that if I start going above, I'm going to get hungrier and hungrier. I know that about myself. And then I'm going out of my core values, so I'm not going to push it there. That's him understanding his ego, where he just knows he has that hunger in him. So, but the thing is, I always feel like the one way to stay in line when you get more and more successful, honestly, is like, for me, it's always never forgetting like where I
the roots.
started, and
Yeah,
always
yeah.
knowing that no matter how successful you can be, it could all be gone.
Right.
Whether it's your
100.
health, whether it's like COVID that happened. And at the end of the day, you know, there's going to be maybe businesses or trainers that come out that are better than me. A lot of times, like even for you, your clients, maybe they'll have a better attorney that will give them a better rate or whatever,
100%.
but they'll come back to you for other parts of you.
Absolutely.
So when you focus on that and not just focus your business on those superficial aspects, I feel like that's when you build true value. And then that also keeps your ego centered, because you're keeping that like human connection, and you're not just like a robot that's hungry for success.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
and that's an excellent point. And I think a lot of people, they I guess they get lost.
Yeah, you forget who you are.
They get lost in that sense. They become very scripted, and it just becomes that, like, just the work is that it is what it is.
Yeah, it just focuses on the money and
Right. You lose yourself in the process. Right.
Yeah.
The fact that you know yourself enough to be like, I don't want to go there because I know where it will take me.
No, it's not that where it would take me. It's more of like, at that point in my head,
too
I know
much?
what I'm doing at that point.
Okay.
So, for example, if I say, hey, I'm going to go get a billboard, I know at that point in my head, this is just me. I'm speaking for myself. People will take the same comment and they can change it into a million other reasons. But in my head, the second I'm like, okay, I want to go get a billboard, it means in my head, I'm not saying I want more business. It means in my head, I'm saying, hey, this is where I'm at now. Like, look,
I want that ego boost.
Right,
Yep.
yeah. Like,
you
look
know
at
what
me now.
it means to you.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what it means to me. That's why I don't do that, because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care that much, you know?
It would be funny though. We take so much pictures of it.
Yeah, and that would be the thing. And here's the thing. What's crazy is everyone, I promise you, everyone's gonna be like, oh, you know, you got a billboard up. It's awesome. You're doing well. But in my head, I'm just like, this doesn't mean.
We got to make a radio commercial. Come on.
Yeah,
You got to make
okay,
one of
okay.
those. You have one already?
No, so
In
what
a
I
way.
do, no, yeah, so what I do is every month I pay to go on the radio.
Oh, okay.
And we have certain topics that we talk about, like topics
Okay.
that are relevant. Like, I actually had one today at 3:00.
Okay.
It was on Senior Radio,
Okay.
and the topic was criminal law and drug addiction in our community.
See, that's meaningful, though.
Yeah, I'll do stuff like that, but I won't get on and be like, hey, you know, if you're trying to leave your wife, I'm the guy. Like, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
such a smart way to
Yes.
give back. Yeah.
So what I do is, so it's like my form of advertising isn't like an advertisement.
Absolutely.
It's kind of a tip.
Yes.
So
Yeah. So like, if you see my videos on Instagram, every single video isn't, hey, you know, this month we're giving away, you know, like a free rate, or if you decide to sign up for these these services, we're gonna give you a discount. It's more of like, hey, like, if you get pulled over by police,
here's what to do.
Here's what to do.
Yes.
Essentially, right?
Yep.
And exactly.
I heard a phrase. It was it was at a convention. You know, those like TED Talk type of things. And my company sent me, and the number one thing I took from there is like, invest all your money into your actual product or your services instead of the marketing, and your customers will do the marketing themselves.
100%.
So obviously, you guys are prime examples of every girl I talk to refers you. They love working with you, and every like in the community, everyone that goes, they just he barely markets, and the word gets around in a way, you know. And then she's same way.
I've never honestly like truly marketed. The only time I started making the commercials for the page was it was kind of like you, just to kind of, hey, this is what we do.
Yeah, just kind of put yourself out there.
Not like to bring people in, just to put myself out there. But it was always my clients that did all my marketing for me.
That's the best thing.
It's the best thing, because that's true value marketing, because word of mouth or like someone, hey, I saw this person at a wedding and she looked really good, or I saw this, you know, that to me is better than any marketing.
And you're in the right city too, because Dearborn is a heavily referral city.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's nothing but networking. That's really all
literally
it is.
like restaurants, anything.
That's how it is. I'm telling you, it's how it is. Like,
Well, that's why it's a very strong community. There's
Right.
so much value in it. No other community is like this.
But it's dangerous. Like, okay, like if you're in the service industry, like for example, okay, I'll tell you just from a legal perspective, because I know because I know the reputation of certain firms and whatnot. I'm not going to speak on anyone's reputation or anyone's work, but I know this for a fact. Let's say, for example, I have a client, okay? Let's say I, like heaven forbid, I end up destroying this person's case. I do a bad job. That person's entire network will never, ever in their life ever come to me. In their life, I can
make sure everyone knows.
I can be ranked the #1 attorney in the United States of America, and they will not walk into my office because of that experience with their family member.
Yeah.
Vice versa, I can give that family member the greatest case experience they've ever had in their life. Whatever they wanted it to be, I could take care of it. Okay. Every single person from their lineage would come to me, and there can be an article that came out saying I am the most fraudulent attorney in the city, and they will probably still find a way to come to me because that one person told them go to this guy.
When it's good, and it's bad, it's bad. People,
right.
Like it's with anything. Like example, if a restaurant's good, it'll succeed like crazy.
100%.
But if something's bad, everyone in Dearborn will know. That's a good and bad thing. But like I said, you guys are prime examples of like every guy I talk to about, or a girl that they always say Stormfit.
But there's also a bad side, like to my business, or a negative like, you know, one of the things that honestly doesn't even bother me. I don't care. Like people will literally say that have never set a foot in my place, how all my clients are fake. Like everybody apparently that comes to work out there for all these years, and I don't know why they're still there. And I don't know if I have like a lipo machine in the back or something. They all have fake asses or fake bodies or fake this. Everything is apparently fake because they cannot either give me credit or give them credit, whether it's jealousy or envy of the results of these people, or whether these people just simply don't like me. But never once did I let that even be the stance or the thought of me coming to this podcast, of thinking that, because at the end of the day, whoever these people are saying that, I always wonder, like, what is it in your mind that you need help with that leads you to say that about a person you don't even know? Like for you, if people say, like, let's say, like you said, you messed up a case, you know, the thing that goes through my mind is, how small is your brain? Like the law is the law. We all know how complicated it is. You could do the most amazing job and it won't go your way.
Right.
But at the end of the day, do you even want clients like that? You
know?
100%. So a lot of times to me, when even when I have consultations and I could tell it's a client that's not going to work well with me, I swear to God, I'm 100% honest. I'm like, hey, I don't think you'll be happy here. Like,
oh, so you tell them straight up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the trainee-trainer relationship is actually the core of my dissertation.
Yeah.
And when I could just see there's no alignment in that, I'm not going to waste their time. Or if they come to me with a mindset that is so out of this world, with expectations that are so, I've had it where people, I swear, think I could take them from day and night. Like they'll say, hey, if you can't get me to this, and it's somebody that doesn't even look like their body type, they'll show me a picture, and whatever, I'm going to go do lipo, okay? I'm like, I think you should go do lipo, but even then, this isn't going to happen.
Right,
you know, because it just, we're so far off.
Yeah.
Or I have people that are like, hey, you know, I'm just one of those coaches that I'm not going to lie to you just to get your money. All right, yeah, we're going to do that.
Yeah, you're going to be very transparent from the get.
From the get, you know why? Because then when they don't get that picture that they wanted, I'll say, from the beginning, I told you we're not going to do that.
Right. Not only that, your line of work is very similar to mine in the sense that, like, the foundation of your success comes from literally probably trust and reputation.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you get one, like, as soon as your reputation goes down south, I feel like your business is going to go down with it.
Yeah, because over time, people are being like, hey, this girl told me I could achieve these results, and I didn't.
Right.
But from the beginning, you're realistic. Or sometimes I'm like, okay, one of my questions I ask during consultation is, okay, tell me your short-term, long-term goals. And they'll say this. I'm like, when do you see yourself achieving that?
Right.
And then I'll say, okay, well, this is when you can actually achieve it. Are we on the same page here? And then they'll say, okay.
Okay, so you're gonna see some cuts.
Yeah, we've had to take multiple breaks.
But
which is fine. It's okay.
Honestly, this is one of my favorite ones we recorded.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Of course.
We have to. I really have to commend you on being very, 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 very blunt.
Thank you.
I like that. I like that in a guest a lot. Somebody's not scared and somebody doesn't care about repercussions, because a lot of people come on here. The first thing that's in their heads is like, oh, you know, I want to say something, but I'm worried about how it's going to affect me or my business or whatever it may be, or my outside life outside of this podcast later. And so apparently, like, I'm not saying you don't care, but I mean, you're at least brave enough to talk about what's on your mind. So
Yeah.
that's always nice.
I don't think I spoke anything out of line.
No, I don't think so
never
either.
my
Me
intention to disrespect anyone, but I always say, no matter what anyone holds, you have to respect the values.
Yeah, 100%.
So even, I guess, if I get some bad comments,
You'll
I'm
be
cool.
all right. Yeah, you're used to it anyways, right? Aren't we
I'll
all?
be cool,
Used to. So we appreciate your time for coming
thank
here.
you guys
we
for
appreciate
having
everything
me.
you've done. Hopefully we'll have you on again
Yeah.
later down the road. We need more women like you on the podcast.
Is there anything you want to say to the viewers before
All in all,
we
what's
cut
the
it out?
last thing you want to tell the viewers?
I don't know what people usually finish off with here,
Whatever
honestly,
you want.
but
It's open.
I guess if you listen to this long podcast, thank you for listening in. I hope they enjoyed the conversation, and
Any last words like you would love to tell the people? Like just like advice?
honestly,
anything?
based on what you told me, just pause before you make any perception or judgment about anyone. Just pause. Sometimes that pause and reflecting back, like, why did this person make me feel that way? Anytime someone makes me feel a certain way, it's me. There's something in me that this person triggered. So if anything, thank them.
It's like the quote. It's like a sign of a weak mind is when you make excuses for the way someone doesn't think like you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the main gist of it. But
No, 100%. Well, we want to thank you all for watching us. Follow Stormfit on Instagram. She's awesome. Anyone you know that you want to get into the gym. If let me ask you a question, just real quick before you wrap up.
Yeah.
Do you ever plan on coaching males?
So I have online actually right now. It's on the website where there is. I just recently added it. There's programs that you could answer all the questions I put in. I'll create a program for you.
Okay.
I have created programs for men. Do I personally see myself doing it? Probably not, but there is something in the works with a major company.
All right, guys. You hear that, guys? You're not completely out of, there's still hope for you out there.
Virtual hope.
for those guys. And real quick, you sell merch, don't you?
I do, yeah.
I think it's because your page is pretty big. What kind of merch do you sell?
So in studio, we actually have men's stuff. I'll send you guys some stuff with G.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you some stuff.
But Stormfit apparel, we have our clothing, and actually I have YouTube videos right now of like full-on workouts, and those are unisex, so anyone could do them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in to the amazing guest of Stormfit. Go ahead and give her a follow. If you don't know her, now you know her. Like you said, we're also available on Spotify. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, we're getting a lot of views, but no one's hitting the subscribe. You voters, you guys got to, you guys have to make an account.
None of them make an account. It takes
voters.
a minute. Just make an account. I'll make you the email myself.
Because subscribers just tell us exactly what's happening. Because we got these amount of views, right?
You guys have to subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you're not supporting their podcast.
Exactly. So like, comment, subscribe. Any feedback, which we're getting in the DMs, go ahead and slide in the DMs and let us know how you feel. We really like the feedback we're getting with everything.
And lastly, like I said, we have merch available, hoodies, T-shirts, 3 colors, and we have sizes, all different kinds of sizes. Just DM us, shoot us an email, whatever you want, and we'll get you your merch.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys. And
Eid Mubarak to everybody.
Thank you.
By the way. And everyone have a good night.
Stay classy.